Yo, 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 what's happening? It's Monday. I know what it is. Mad Monday with the OG. I'm your guy. I'm your dude. I'm your original G. Mr. White. Coming to you with the youngster, the young knight next to me in the building. Uh, Unless you were sleeping up under a rock, we have new NBA champs. Um, it's a it's good thing. It's a bittersweet thing. Um, we may have seen the end, early end to a career happen early in that game. Um, Shout out to the Pacers. They came as billed. I told y'all that this series was not gonna be a sweep. I told y'all this series wasn't gonna be in five. I told y'all, and I'm gonna keep it a buck now. If Halliburton doesn't go down,
Ooh, boy.
this might be a different conversation.
Yeah.
Okay, but things happen. Things happen. The Pacers stayed fast. They were in it. You know what I'm saying? All the way down to the end. Shout out to them and what they put on, what they did for this season. You know what I'm saying? They ain't going nowhere. These Pacers are gonna be around thick for at least the next 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? Um, you know, but there's a good few things to be conversated on about last night's events. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to the OKC Thunder, new NBA champs. Um,
Yeah, shout out to my hometown, man. We
des-
definitely needed that.
Deservedly so. They were for the most part the best team in the league all year. Um, they were the best defensive team all year. Um, they stood on that. Defense wins championships. They stood on that. They stood on business on that from, from start to finish. Um, you know, it they were as advertised. Um, they're another one. These Thunder are gonna be around for the next 10. They're gonna be around for the next 10 and built on what they're built on. It's going to be hard to knock this young team off their pedestal.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, I was looking at a lot of the post game shows and segments on last night, and I saw a question that was asked, and I'm going to, display and this is where I'm going to start with. If you know the history of this franchise, which goes all the way back to the Seattle Supersonics.
Yep.
All right. And there are some names, the Ray Allens, the Kevin Durant's, and Russell Westbrook's, Eddie Johnson's, you know, a few other names. I can't. It'll probably come to me after a while. Um, is SGA already the franchise GOAT with this championship? Now I'm gonna section this off because a lot of viewers and a lot of people who are going to see this are probably not old enough to remember the Seattle Supersonics, and a lot of the players that played for the Seattle Supersonics. So I'm gonna section this off with saying the Thunder era
Yeah.
is with this chip.
Mm-hmm.
Is SGA already the franchise GOAT? And since you are a avid fan and you are from that area, that area, that that state, young knight, I'm gonna let you take the reins on it and go wherever you please with the question, with your answer with that.
If you would have seen me last night, then you would have, yeah. But all right, yeah. You know what? Not since he won the championship, since the other three cats couldn't do it, I'm gonna actually give it to him, man, because he did something that 2012 OKC team should have done that year. They had all the pieces. I'm like, y'all telling me that Russ, KD, and Harden couldn't win the championship? They were stacked just like this team is. But watching the game last night told me SGA, he the face of the league now. He showed me something last night.
You're saying not just the franchise, but of the league. That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
That's what you're saying?
Yeah. Because he showed me something last night, man.
So you saying the current face of the league is no longer the current face of the league, even though he's still playing.
Hold on now.
Even though he's still playing. I'm going by what you're saying. I'm
yeah.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people are gonna agree with your take, you know what I'm saying, because they want him gone.
Oh, I know they do.
They want him gone.
Badly, yeah. But I'm
just trying to get some clarification
now. When Bron hangs it up, then I'm giving that man to the SGA.
But because there was some history made on last night.
Mm-hmm.
MVP of the league, Finals MVP, and it was something else he did.
I think him and that other kid Williams scored some points last night. They were the youngest to do it.
Oh, and league scoring champ. He led the league in scoring this year as well. So you got that. He's Finals MVP and league MVP. The only other three people to do that was Kareem, Shaq, and Mike.
Yep.
So he's in rarefied company.
But I said, I said last night, shit. I've been saying this about OKC all year, man. When they go on a run, they don't be hard. They don't be hard to deal with.
Well, they broke through this year. They were in the conference finals on last year against Dallas.
Yep.
And I said then that OKC was coming. This up and coming teams that you go through these steps. Getting to certain points. For the lack of experience and experiencing things. They experienced some things on last season, and the season before, and they got it through on this year. I'm impressed from the standpoint, you know what I'm saying. It wasn't a walk, you know what I mean. You took on a substantially well-built Indiana Pacer team who had, championship experience at the coach. Spot. You had a championship pedigree player in Pascal Siakam on that team. So this wasn't a cakewalk. Like I was saying, I was telling people that before that series started. All that get the brooms out and it's gonna be a gentleman suite. No, this ain't gonna be that type of series.
Hey, but I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna tell you a guy on the Pacers that impressed me is that TJ McConnell kid.
Mm-hmm.
That boy is gonna be a problem.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, but McConnell, you know what I'm saying, was out there trying to get that work.
And see, this is the thing. That's why I said about the Pacers, bro. Yeah, everybody talking about Boston and the Knicks. Them Pacers coming.
The Pacers are here.
Oh, I'm telling you. And
They're here. Everybody was on that Cleveland Cavalier train on last season. And I'm like, the talent is there, but they ain't ready yet.
so
You know what I'm saying?
you said,
They're coming as well. The Knicks are uh, they got to sort some things out to get that personnel just right. They got some contracts they're gonna have to deal with.
yeah.
Um, but they're on the right path.
They don't even have a head coach yet.
Well, I understand Mike Malone might be in line for that job.
It was
That's the only hire that's gonna make sense. If you hire anybody other than Mike Malone after firing Tibbs, you're gonna set this franchise back 6 years.
yeah. And I'm gonna say this, a lot of people ain't gonna be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Indy won the chip next year.
Look, we're looking. It's some things are lined up.
Yeah.
This squad is here, and both these squads.
Oh yeah.
You don't be surprised. There's a rematch.
Man, and if Indy taking that chip, I wouldn't even be mad.
You know what I'm saying? Don't be surprised that there's a rematch. Now, I want to get to the sad part of
man, that was
of this, because he tore his Achilles and ripped a tendon.
Yeah.
This could be a career ender.
Yeah, it's what it looked like, because didn't Tatum and other one broke his ACL too?
Who?
Tatum and Dame Dollar.
Well, I know Tatum tore his Achilles, but it wasn't a tendon rip. Neither one of them ripped their tendons. Halliburton, tore his Achilles and tore his tendon.
Shit, I think he don't miss the start of the season that year.
Well, we talking about 2 years. We're talking about 2 years.
Ooh, boy.
We're talking about 2 years.
Yeah.
Achilles maybe one, but Achilles and tendon.
Yeah.
Okay. We're in a whole different stratosphere. This may be a career ender. You know what I'm saying? Because we're talking about 2, maybe 3 years at best to get back right.
Yeah.
And that's just being able to walk right, let alone get back on somebody's basketball court.
Exactly.
I hated for that young man. The future was bright. The future is bright for him.
Yeah.
But the state of sports medicine today, they're doing some beautiful things. But I don't know if there's anything in the sports medicine playbook for this right here.
But I'm gonna tell you this though. My question to you is this: does with Halliburton being out, what does it tell you about their point guard position?
I mean, well, they have some bodies.
Because I'm telling you, man, the way they played last night, they were fighting tooth and nail.
Yeah, I mean, you got a complete squad over there.
Man, I'm telling you,
they go 12 deep.
I'm talking about the first half. They made OKC look like they didn't want to play.
I mean, there's a lot to be said. But you have to, going to pray for the young man.
Yeah, man.
And hope for the best, and hope for, the recovery leads him on the trail the way he's able to get back on the court someday. He has a long road ahead of him.
Yeah.
A long road.
Did you see his pops?
Yeah.
That was sad to see it. Yeah, that was bad.
Mm-hmm.
Not only did he win MVP, they won Coach of the Year too, didn't he?
Talking about OKC?
Yeah.
I think so.
So not only that, you have Coach of the Year, best record in the league, MVP, the NBA championship, and the Finals MVP.
Yeah.
So you pretty much your mission's accomplished winning that championship.
Of course.
And I said it. I said it from day one, OG. I said it. I said this going to game 7, and OKC was gonna win in 7 games. I said we talked about this when the series get ready to start, didn't we?
Yeah, I was trying to tell you. I mean, didn't foresee a devastating injury to shift the balance of power in this game 7, but
yeah,
things happen. Things happen. These Thunder.
Yeah.
You had a lot to go right. You had a lot of participation. And you had a lot of performances. Shout out to Chet Holmgren.
Man,
his 18.5 block shots. 8, 9, 10 rebounds, something to that effect. You had some other guys that contributed in this game.
Hey man, shout out to Hardenstein, man.
Yeah,
Hardenstein did his thing last night.
Mm-hmm.
And what's my man's name? Jalen Williams. He don't be a star, man. He don't be a star.
Yeah. Cut him a check.
Yeah, because he don't get it.
Cut him a check.
And Caruso made some shots last night.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Alex Caruso.
I don't know.
You got to love that young man. They're getting his second championship.
Yeah, of course. Somebody don't count the other one, but we're not finna get into that.
Look, let me tell you,
I'm
shout out for him getting his second chip.
Thank you. He got 2 chips, so he good. And shout out to
you got to have much love for that young man.
And look at his effort on defense last night. That was amazing.
Yep.
To see him, and then it's like the second half when Chet and SJ and them start making threes, they took that whole game over.
Yep.
And I've been telling people about that team all year. When they go on a run and they making threes, they gonna be a hell to deal with.
What's up, Treyway?
Trey, what's good?
Hey, Sonya. Check. Look into my channel, Sonya. I your question about Grady Jarrett. I did a topic. I did that topic on the show last week. You know what I'm saying? I think you'll like that. D Sloan, what's happening? What's good?
Man. I think I gotta give props to Chet Holmgren, man, because he set the tone in the second half.
I mean, well, he played like a 7-footer.
Yeah.
You got a lot of 7-footers around the league that don't play like they're 7 feet tall.
Yeah. Coach must have had a long talk with him in the locker room.
I mean, and he's been that all season long.
Right.
You rarely see him go outside of 15 feet on the shot or anything. It's either a dunk, a layup, or a jump hook.
Right.
He played like a big man. He played like a 7-footer.
But that damn Miles Turner last night, boy.
Look, I tried to told y'all about these Pacers and Miles Turner.
Physical.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. These Pacers are old school, you know what I'm saying, late 80s, 90s, you know what I'm saying, physical.
That's that Rick Carlisle scheme, huh?
You know what I'm saying? That's that Rick Carlisle, you know what I'm saying, grit and grind defense.
Right.
When you bring it in now, put a body on them.
I'm gonna tell
you know what I'm saying? Let them feel you.
And shout out to the assistant coaches, man. They had them boys playing.
Mm-hmm.
So if one of them, and I hope, man, one day they can get a coaching job, man, because they had a hell of a season. I gotta give props to the Pacers, man, because they had a hell of a season.
Oh yeah.
And this should be something to look on to for next year to get better at.
You gotta you saw a lot, you know what I'm saying, from some guys that can, evolve into even more better players.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You know, Chet Holmgren
Mm-hmm.
is gonna be a guy, you know what I'm saying, that he this you saw him do this year what the excuse me, Joel Embiid and Big Cats and all the rest of these other guys that be spend a lot of time at 7 feet tall, shooting threes.
Yeah.
Chad Holmgren showed you what a big man was actually supposed to be like and do, in a basketball game.
Yep.
Chad Holmgren, took control of that paint, patrolling that paint like a big man should. Okay, you know what I'm saying? He out there swatting, changing shots, contesting shots.
Ooh.
You know, and I was just like, a lot of folks sit around and complain and talk all the time about what they don't like about the game.
Right.
And contest and don't watch and this, that, and third. If you did not watch this series, you have no business even talking about basketball.
Nope. I watched from first quarter all the way to the last minute.
Okay, if you didn't watch this year's playoff, I mean, your choice. Shame on you. What the fuck ever. But
Right.
I mean, if these playoffs, if this series didn't have the hair standing up on your neck, didn't have you sitting on the edge of your seat, you know what I'm saying? On an emotional roller coaster, something was wrong with you.
Mm-hmm.
Something was wrong with you. This was better than advertised. This was grit and grime. This was body to body. This was move to move. This was coach adjustment to coach adjustment. This was mano y mano.
Yeah, man. And it was some games. Rick Carlisle coached the coach in OKC, and one game was the other way around.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm not knocking the Thunder for their win.
Yeah.
Tyler Halliburton doesn't go down, we might be having a different conversation.
Yeah, you might be right. You
because
right.
the way he started that game.
Oh yeah, he was knocking threes after threes, boy.
The way he started that game, and they could not do nothing with him. Whether they was in his face or daring him, he was making them. He was making it known. Oh, you got to deal with me tonight. Game 7 for all the marbles. This is it. Like Bill Russell said, the 2 greatest words in sports. Game 7.
Yep.
And he started that game like it. You know what I'm saying? It was, but when you go and you look at the situation in hindsight, truth be told, going back to Game 6, Tyler Halliburton had no business in that game.
Boy, and they was
Game 6, and then they were calling it a calf strain.
Yeah.
And I think it was more than a calf strain at that moment. And I think at that particular point, I think Rick Carlisle and management should have saved Tyler from himself and not played him.
I was watching one of the shows, boy. Your boy Rick Carlisle was getting a lot of heat for that.
Yeah,
he was getting heat. Like, man, why are you playing Halliburton when he ain't even healthy?
I mean, but given the gravity of the situation, I get it. You know what I'm saying? All hands on deck.
Yeah.
If you can play, you can play. And then watching it and looking at it, I'm just like, damn, I get it. But now You know, it's a catch-22 because the kid's whole entire career is in jeopardy right now.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's in jeopardy. Again, um, there's a long journey ahead.
Yeah.
I'm praying for the young man, hoping for a miracle, hoping for a no hiccup recovery. Because he has a long journey ahead at this point. With there are probably going to be multiple surgeries um, involved in this. We're talking about Achilles and tendon. Um, you know, just getting back to walking is going to take him a year.
Yeah, it is.
You know, a year, maybe a year and a half. And then you're talking about running, jogging. That's 2 years away.
Yeah, he ain't there yet. He ain't nowhere near that yet.
You know, and like again, not just an Achilles. We're talking about a tendon as well.
Yeah.
You know, so we're looking at 27 at best. He would not see any. He would not see any. He won't even be in the audience in 26.
Damn.
Okay. You know, that's just the real of it. That's just the reality of it.
Hey, so do you think the Pacers gonna run it back with the same team, or some guys gonna be gone?
I mean, well, they got most of everybody locked up contract wise. I think maybe one or two guys will probably be looking for a little piece of change. They got monies under the cap to handle whatever it is they're gonna have to handle. So I think more than like there may be an addition more than anything instead of losing somebody. There may be an addition. It's going to be a needed addition, actually.
I'm gonna tell you this, man. Some of these guys on the OKC team, they don't be asking for some money.
I mean, well, as far as OKC is concerned,
Yeah.
you got a couple of guys still on Ricky Tenders, and then like I said, OKC got most of their guys are locked up. I think you go into next year looking to fortify your bench because your starting five is etched in stone.
Oh yeah, that's that. So your starting
Your
five.
starting five is etched in stone. So you go to fortify your bench. You know what I'm saying? Get you some key veterans or whatnot. And lock that up. You could be looking like the 2014, 2015 Warriors. If you handle this right and fortify that bench where you can go at least 6 to 7 deep on the bench. That's what you want to do. That's what you want to have.
Yeah.
That's what you want to have.
Now, do you think your boy Caruso don't be there next year?
Of course.
They'll be a fool to let that man go.
Of course. He ain't going nowhere.
Because the Lakers made a dumb mistake letting that man go.
Well, right down. I'm gonna double down on something that the White said. The White House.
Mm-hmm.
If you kept that 2019-2020 squad together, they win 2 or 3 chips.
Oh, I agree with that statement, 100%.
You got a lot of up top turmoil, so to speak, that's going on. The team finna go through new ownership here pretty
that's
soon.
The guy from the Dodgers, ain't it? That's from the Lakers now.
Who, Magic?
No, some white dude that guess he bought
Oh,
it.
the one of the other minority owners of the Dodgers, because Magic owned the Dodgers too.
So my question is, does Magic come back or no?
I mean, if there's an interest, and I think some people are gonna have to leave in order for Magic to have anything else to do with the Lakers. And
Yeah.
if he gets involved in this as any part of the ownership, that's gonna happen. I think they'll end up cleaning house upstairs. Palinka will no longer be GM and president of basketball operations. That'll change immediately if Magic is it comes back to this in the picture of this new ownership.
Hey,
I think
don't
that
forget
that that be a foregone conclusion
don't forget they
because
still
that's the reason why Magic left the situation to begin with.
right. And he the one that brought LeBron down there too, wasn't he?
Yeah, yeah,
Rob didn't bring him there. Magic brought LeBron down there.
yep.
And don't forget, they still got Kurt and Linda Rambis in the front office.
Which I think is some part of a logistical problem as well.
Yeah.
They were part of the problem. The Ramesses
Yeah.
and Palinka were
Yeah.
the reason why Magic left that situation.
Yep. I know.
They were playing dirty pool behind the curtains.
Mm-hmm.
And Magic said, instead of being involved in a messy situation, I'm just gonna take me a few steps back and find something else to do.
Yeah, but like I was saying, man. Let's see. So they'll keep Caruso. I'm gonna be honest. I think Hardenstein stays.
Yeah, look, everything that's over there now
Yeah.
is gonna stay there.
The thing is, and a lot of folks say they can start their own dynasty, huh?
Yeah, they're young enough.
Yeah.
They're young enough, and they have some coins under the cap.
And think about this. Look at all the draft picks they have.
Yeah,
They can get better with the draft picks next year.
The Thunder are in a good situation. They're in a good situation if they manage this right.
Yeah.
If they manage these contracts right with and extensions, they can easily, you know what I'm saying. Especially you keep this core together.
Well, they don't.
And build off of that, they could easily run off about 3 or 4 more chips in the next 5 years.
Boy, they do that shit. The league, I'm telling you, I'm gonna be celebrating like I ain't finna get into that.
Now, also on yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
there was a trade.
Ooh, boy.
And KD is now a Houston Rocket.
Yeah.
Now, you got the Houston faithful. They're dancing in the streets right now.
They won a championship, OG.
And all across the board on the big television sports shows and some of these podcasts, everybody's on Houston is definitely in the championship picture now. You know what I'm saying? Narrative. I call bullshit.
Nope. There ain't no one that won no damn championship.
I call bullshit. Here's why. KD, okay, and this is no knock, but it's just truth. We're talking about a guy who's not a leader.
Nope.
We're talking about a guy. He's what, 34, 35 now?
I think he got at least 36, I think, right?
Okay. How much defense are you gonna get out of KD?
When the last time he played defense?
He's still one of the greater shooters in this game.
Oh,
He is. He's one of the better offensive players in this game. But I ask you, what has Kevin Durant done since Golden State?
let's see.
Okay. I mean, if any, honestly, I think Houston overpaid in this deal.
Man, they got rid of Dylan Brooks and Jalen Green.
I think they overpaid in this deal. I would have gave if you're going with this. Yeah, I would have stood on Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, and the number 10 pick to give them 5 second-round picks on top of that. I think they overpaid. I think they overpaid in this deal. I don't think anything is going to come to fruition. I think now the Houston Rockets will still be a first-round exit playoff squad.
Yeah.
Damn,
who all they got? Oh, they got let's see.
I mean, yeah, you got Van Beek over there, you know what I'm saying? You know, who won the championship. You got a good coaching staff.
Yeah.
But I don't see KD being a difference maker. I just don't.
I don't
If
either.
you wasn't able to do it with Bradley Beal and Devin Booker,
Yeah.
if you couldn't get it done with Bradley Beal and Devin Booker,
ain't shit gonna change
no. Come on, I mean, we got to be realistic on this. You know what I'm saying? We got to take a look behind the curtain. Okay, you know what I'm saying? You on some jealous shit walked away from the Thunder.
Mm-hmm.
Because let's keep it a buck, and people don't like that. See, I'm that's why I'm part of the Unholy Alliance, okay? Because we like having an uncomfortable conversation. Let's keep it a buck. You left OKC because you were jealous that because Russ was as good as you.
Oh, we know that. That's why
it wasn't about that you couldn't win with him. You were jealous of the attention. You were jealous of the play. Okay, let's just keep that a buck. All right, you know what I'm saying? You walked away from a potential dynasty on some jealous, envious ass bullshit. You went to an already stacked team in Golden State. All right, and people try to throw shade on Draymond Green. You know what I'm saying? But he told the truth. We were winning before you, and we will win without you.
Hey, and don't forget this. Draymond called him a bitch too.
I mean, you know, that goes without saying. But the fact of the matter was what he acted. The reality of it. I mean, you went to an already stacked team in Golden State. Yeah, you got you two. You got you two. You left and went to Brooklyn. Got the coach fired, you know what I'm saying, and you could barely make the playoffs, and then you were first round exit.
Yeah, that's bad.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you're not LeBron, dog.
I don't know why. I don't know why.
Okay, you see, this is what people that don't like that get. Look at some of the teams that LeBron took to the finals.
Mm-hmm.
You think KD could have took that 07 squad in Cleveland to the finals?
Absolutely.
You think KD could have took that squad to the finals? No, he ain't that type of dude. He's not that type of alpha. He's not. Okay, now you get traded to this squad. If anything, I look. If I'm wrong, I'm gonna be the first to get on here and bow down and say I was. But I think that this trade sets Houston back. I do. I think this trade sets them back.
So let me ask you this: you think Udoka, you think his coaching don't get better or worse?
I mean, Udoka has already shown that he's one of the better coaches in the league.
Yeah.
Barring the off the field stuff that happened in Boston, you know, that man, he can coach.
Yeah.
All right, he can. I just in this here particular situation, if I was them, I'd have let Miami have KD.
I would. So you would have had him go to Southeast.
I would have let Miami have KD and took my chances with whatever I could get out of the draft to add to this team. You know what I'm saying? From a dominant offensive player is concerned, I would have took some other type of chance. I don't like this deal.
I don't either.
I don't care for this deal, and I think Phoenix won this deal.
Because now, and plus they already hired a young coach too.
Again, let's look at something now.
Yeah.
You go after leaving Golden State, you go to Brooklyn. You go through two coaches over there.
Mm-hmm.
You go to Phoenix. You go through two coaches over there.
Yep.
What do y'all? You think the track record is going to change in Houston?
I'm gonna tell you this. He better not get you made Udoka fired now. That's what he better not do.
Look, you got the superstar veteran cachet. I'm just playing devil's advocate. I have my thought. Y'all understood my thoughts and feeling on this situation, but I think Udoka, who is off that Greg Popovich tree,
Yeah.
He has the cachet and has the mindset to check KD.
When the last time KD got checked?
And because these Rockets, they like OKC cut their teeth on defense.
Oh yeah, KD ain't doing that. I ain't
you know
never.
What I'm saying? You just. I just can't shake my thoughts on, what has been the difference on the last 5 years wherever KD has been outside of Golden State. And I think right here, if things are going to be different, it's going to be because of Udoka.
Yeah. That's just what it's gonna have to be right at this
point. Because he is that type of coach that they can get in your face and get in your shit. Hey, Christy, and to make the right kind of demands out of KD, into the addition of that team. You're gonna have to play some defense.
So what you're saying, OG, KD ain't never been held accountable.
That right there. That's what I'm saying. That right there.
And see, KD ain't never been. Nobody's never doubted his behind. That's why he gets away what he does.
I mean, you know what I'm saying. When that situation went down in Brooklyn with Nash, bro, you asked for Nash. Okay, and then Nash tried to start holding you accountable for shit, and then you get him fired.
No, you ain't doing it. You ain't doing that over here, bro.
And then you do the same thing in Phoenix.
Yeah.
Okay, but here's the difference. Again, the difference is over here in Houston, Udoka, who off that Greg Popovich tree, he's a no nonsense, no bullshit type of guy. You know what I'm saying? It kind of sort of with that my way or the highway. You know what I'm saying? Type of coach. Now, Nobody gives a damn that you making $49 million a year.
Nope.
Your ass play some goddamn defense, or you gonna be sitting over there next to me.
So can you name me one coach Katie's had that's called him out for not playing defense?
The other reason why he left OKC, Billy Donovan.
Yeah, Billy Donovan ain't never. I'm not even gonna get into that shit. That was
That was the other reason why he left OKC. Because Billy Donovan demanded more out of him defensively.
But wasn't Frank Vogel a defensive specialist guy too?
Yeah.
He got fired because of one person. But another guy that they got out another player for getting him fired too. But we ain't finna get into that.
Who are you talking about?
You know what I'm talking about?
What, when he was in Indy?
No, the LA.
No, Frank Vogel got fired in LA because of Palenka.
Yeah.
Because of Palenka. Because Vogel wanted to keep he wanted to keep Dwight. Vogel was very vocal about keeping that 2019-2020 team together.
And one thing about him that I love about him, he'll call you out if you're not playing defense. Just saying.
Yeah.
He had that same thing He had the same thing with the Phoenix Suns. What changed?
I mean, a lot of people have, unwarranted, fake hater opinions about said situation, but I mean that's a conversation for another day, as far as that's concerned. But with this KD trade, I don't like it. I think Phoenix wins this trade. You get the number 10 pick and 5 other second round picks with Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks. I just that's just my opinion. I'm sticking to it. Again, I just don't see it happening unless he have to come to Jesus meeting and decide to want to, stick to the rules that are in Houston, the defensive rules. That again, that's just me. I think Houston overpaid for this trade. I would have stayed fast and kept what I had and found another route. You know what I'm saying? Even with the number 10 pick, I would have tried to hit a home run right there. Even taking a shot at trying to move up into that top 2 or 3. Something to that effect. But this right here, I'm not feeling this deal.
I'm not either. I'm definitely not feeling this.
But that's just me. My very unprofessional opinion on this. I wish him all the best over there in Houston, but I don't know.
Do you wonder why people are starting to lose respect for this dude?
Because he's not that superstar alpha.
Yeah, but everybody keep telling me, oh, he's the best player on the planet. He's better than LeBron James.
But look, you can't win with Bradley Beal and Devin Booker.
So
you can't win. You can't win with them too.
So
okay, all right.
Let me ask you this: you put LeBron on that Suns team, what they gonna do?
Western Conference Finals.
Probably a championship too, right?
What's come finals, if not the finals? Yeah.
Right. So LeBron can do something KD can't do. What that tell you?
Again, I ask you the question is, does KD take that 2000 Cleveland squad to the finals like LeBron did?
Hell no.
I'll wait. I'll wait.
Oh.
I'll wait. I'll wait for him. I'll wait for him. You know what I'm saying? That just some things you just cannot fucking deny.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I it's no disrespect to his game, but from a leadership perspective, adjustment perspective, fitting in, making it really work. He's not that cat, man. You can't win with Bradley Beal and Devin Booker. It's come on, man. We can't ignore this. We can't ignore what we've seen since he left Golden State. We can't ignore it, man. We just can't ignore it.
Hell no.
You cannot ignore it. And again, I think Houston overpaid in this trade. I think Phoenix wins this trade. I mean, you're gonna come out of this draft with a very solid pick.
Mm-hmm.
To add to what you got, you can do some things with the money you got under the cap. I don't think that Phoenix is done.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying with their movement now in conjunction, because this trade has multiple effects. This trade has multiple effects. This kind of throws a real strong curveball into the Hawks plan. Because there was rumors, that and we was gonna be, we was trying to be in the KD sweepstakes. So we have to, we got to go another route. And we find another route to go. If we're going to try to find something, in getting a big man, a big guy,
Yeah.
or another scoring, a bigger scoring option. We'll see. Truth is about to enter the building in a second. But I don't, and I'm not, it's not throwing no shade. I'm just, looking at the reality of the situation when it comes to Kevin Durant, since leaving Golden State.
But see, let me ask you this, OG. Why is it every time he go to a team, they keep saying, well, how much they don't win the championship? That they don't win this, they don't win that, and they never do.
That goes into the point that I was just making. You go to Brooklyn, and you had several pieces over there outside of Kyrie, and you couldn't get it done. All right.
And they had James too.
You go, yeah, for a high second, and you still couldn't get it done. Then you get to Phoenix, and you got Bradley Beal and Devin Booker, and you can't make that happen.
Yeah.
People got to start looking at the realities of some of these players, man. I don't like this deal. I think Houston overpays in this deal. I think Phoenix won this deal because I look. Houston should have steadfast with what they had, to be my honest opinion. they got their grind and cut and moment standing on standing on defense.
Yeah.
KD ain't played defense since 2017. Hey, some of your minions. But yeah, truth in the building, y'all. What's going on?
I ain't making no noise. I was just gonna piggyback on a little bit on this situation with Kevin Durant. Kevin
Yeah.
Durant, I don't think Houston got. I don't think Houston completely got flexed because uh, here's a team that's making a move to make this. This is a championship type move. I understand about the history on Durant. I get it. I know the whole history. But what a lot of people leaving out is when he had a chance, when he got the one opportunity to shine and get it done, he was two-time Finals MVP. He didn't go to Golden State just to goddamn coattail ride. He went there and he was two-time Finals MVP. He was the best.
Real talk, true. My grandma could have been Finals MVP on that team.
No, we won't know that. I'm just saying we talking about a guy. No. Well, let me ask you this: when you got three Hall of Famers out there, no,
Mm-hmm.
not your grandmama. No, not your grandmama. He went out there. Listen, let's call it for what it is. If he don't do what Halliburton did last night, he
Yeah.
probably a three times final MVP. I'm just you can't say no. It couldn't have happened because he did it two other times. I'm gonna tell you. 80% of the folks who hate Durant love LeBron. That's where it come from. All of that Durant hate comes from
No,
LeBron fans, in my opinion. All
okay.
of that. Listen.
Okay,
I,
well, I'm gonna ask you a question then. Okay,
go ahead.
since you running that, uh,
Yeah.
that 2017 that LeBron took to the finals, does KD take that team to the finals?
Who Durant?
Does KD take that
No, the
2007
damn power went out.
Cleveland Cavalier team to the finals that LeBron took to the finals in 2007? Does he take that team?
Probably not, because styles make fights. Probably not, because styles make fights.
Okay, so I'm just saying that we're are we going to ignore the reality, of him not being the superstar alpha that everybody's
I
painting
no,
him to
I
be?
I can't go off assumptions and realities. I get the reality part. I got to go off what's in black and white. And what's in black and white, he a two-time Finals MVP.
All right,
Yeah,
okay.
I can't take that away from him.
I have to go off. I have to go off the reality.
I'm not taking that away from him, but at the same time, since then,
Yeah, 'cause
that two-time final MVP, where has that been in the previous 4 years since?
Okay, I mean that's a legitimate argument because we living in a "what have you done for me lately" world. So I can't. So I have no defense for him on that. And that's why I want Trae Young ass up out of here because of what you just said. Did I jump topics too soon?
Well, Trey is not a Finals MVP. So what do we? I mean,
Where they praise him like he's one? Because all these dumbass Trae Young fans in Atlanta do is ride off that damn 2021 Eastern Conference Finals run. That's all they do. I can't wait. We 48 hours away.
Most of these that are here in Atlanta a lot of them don't have supreme basketball IQ. All right, that's part of the problem.
That's putting it mildly.
That's putting it factually.
All you gotta do, all you gotta do is look at Gucci Road down there, DC Young Fly, Quavo.
I don't care who's sitting on
all the
Hollywood Road
motherfuckers.
in the
I
Highlight
do.
Factory.
Cause
That
cause
means
them the
a hill of
motherfuckers.
beans to me.
That's who they think know basketball.
If the people upstairs gets the big man that we need, we're not having this conversation.
Well,
Okay,
what big man you talking about?
If those people that he's throwing the passes to, stop dropping or missing the passes, the turnovers wouldn't be what they are.
Hold on.
I mean, he's not the only
big
person
man, right?
that on these teams in these games that we done lost.
Then you said big man, right?
We done lost. Okay, I mean when you
said big man, right?
Guys that can't catch Stone Mountain.
No, hold on. One thing at a time. You sound like a run-on sentence. You said a big man, right? Hold on. You said big man, right?
Yeah.
A big man that we need, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because the one that we got in the elimination game when it counted, he went with 28, 12, no turnovers, three steals, three blocks.
Who?
The big man we got right now in an elimination game against Miami.
Who? What big man?
Now you whoing and whating. The big man we got right now.
Answer it.
The big man we got right now. Who's starting at center for right now for the Hawks?
Oh, you talking about that 6'9" guy?
Yeah, that 6'9" guy in a game when it counted. In a game when it counted, elimination game, he went for 28, 12, 3 steals, 3 blocks.
Okay,
1 assist.
A half broken
no turnovers.
Would be right.
No.
Yeah. Okay, why don't we do that all the time then?
No, you're making excuses now.
Why don't we do that all the time?
You're making an excuse off a fact.
You're talking about one time. Where is that?
You're making an excuse off a fact. That's there's
no excuse. Ain't no excuse. I'm asking a legitimate question.
Right?
Where has that been all the damn time?
That's when it counts, right? You
lose
the game, you go home. Okay, hold on.
Where has that been all the time?
No, we talking about when it counts. When it counts, hey, you lose that game, you go home.
That's the only game that counts.
No, hold on.
That's the only game that counts.
At that point,
he did it. It's the only game that counts.
If you lose, you go home, right?
Is that the only game that counts?
Hold on, though.
Where is that consistently?
Where
is that consistently?
No. See, you want to hate on the man.
Where is that consistently?
No. Now you want to talk about consistency.
You put him on that stage. You said he done it that one time when it's so-called count. So don't nothing else count but that time right there.
You're moving the Gold Coast.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Trae Young has to go.
I'm opening the door.
Trae Young has to go. Trae Young has to go. Trae Young has to go. I'm a 55-year-old Hawk fan, and I got a right to say Trae Young needs to go.
No, nobody said you didn't have a right to your opinion. I'm asking you a question that you refuse to answer.
If I didn't have a right to my opinion, I wouldn't get so much argument. And I ask a question. I just don't answer the question the way y'all want me to.
Think about your right to
No.
It's not what I'm talking about. I'm asking you a question that you don't want to answer.
You want me to. I answer questions. I just don't answer. I can't be puppeted or robot.
You won't answer the question?
No. I answer the question. I just don't answer the question the way you want me to. I won't be puppeted or robot.
You said he did it when it counted. You said he did it when it counted. So that's the only game that counted.
He sure did because guess what?
When the Hawks lost that game.
Hold on.
That's the only game that counted.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
Is that the only game that counted?
See, let me tell you what he do, y'all. This is what he do. When he can't handle my truth,
is that the only game that counted?
When he can't handle my truth, he cut me off.
Is that the only game that counted?
No. I'm gonna finish making my point before I go to another question.
You done said
I'm gonna finish making my point.
He got them 28 points.
I'm gonna finish making my point.
Okay,
I'm gonna finish making my point.
Is that the only game that counted?
No, I'm gonna finish making my point before I go to another question.
You said that them 28 points he did when they counted. Okay, all right. Is that the only game that counted?
Okay, now you want me to answer a question? Technically, no.
So if he did it then, why is is that the only time he did it? Where is the consistency?
That game right there ended their season. So the other games that you're talking about didn't end their season. But that game right there ended their season. Because a lot of you Trae lovers, all the thing y'all do is holler about his fucking help. Well, that's help. When you get 28, when you get 28 and 12 in an elimination game from your starting center, 3 blocks, 3 steals, 1 assist, no turnovers, Okay, when you got a guy in the starting lineup with you that was first team all rookie, run up for rookie of the year. When you got another guy in your starting lineup that was first team all defense, run up for defensive player of the year, and probably would have got fucking defensive player of the year if he had to split half his goddamn season covering up for Trae Young ass on the defensive end of the fucking floor. Now that's the fucking fact. All the way y'all hit them buttons. Make sure y'all log in to Mr. White Network because we got fireworks going on this Monday. 48 hours. 48 hours. If that some bitch, I swear to God, 48 hours. If that some bitch ain't extended by Wednesday, we getting his ass up out of here. So please don't extend him. Please don't extend him. I dare you, Hawks. I dare y'all. Please don't extend him by Wednesday. His ass up out of here. Make sure y'all hit them buttons, man. Make sure y'all tune in to Mr. White.
You highlight 28 points in a game that so-called mattered when it counted.
It ain't no so-called it did. Ain't no so-called it did.
My question and my point, you know what I'm saying, to say an individual, where's the consistency? Where's that in every night? Okay, because every game damn counts. Where is that every night?
Okay.
Where is that every night?
I don't know. I mean, you know.
Okay, why is it you okay, you know what I'm saying? You 6'9", you play like you 7'5" one time.
No, it was more than one time.
One time.
No,
where's
it was more than one time.
28 and 15 for the entirety of a season?
Hold on, let me stop right
28
here.
and 15 for the entirety
Hold on,
of a season?
let me stop you. Calm down. I'm not a Yeka Kongwu fan. I don't like his height. Okay? So you can relax. I'm not a fan of his. I just wanted to make a point. That's it. I'm not a fan of his. I just wanted to make a point. That's it. And I made my point. When he showed up when it counted. This is a game where we lose, we go home. He showed up. So guess what? How many times we done heard players who been called regular season all-stars but curl up in the playoffs? How many times you don't use that as an example? How many times?
Shit, I've been using it all damn week.
Okay. All right. So I'd rather have a guy that's inconsistent in the regular season and show up when they count in the playoffs than to be goddamn a regular season all-star then wet the bed like a person who you have a huge problem with. He shall remain unnamed. Y'all make sure y'all hit them buttons.
Ooh, I got a problem with.
Y'all make sure y'all hit them buttons. I'll raise snitches get stitches.
Ooh, I got a problem with.
I'll raise snitches get stitches.
I mean, if you talking about that Herschel Walker impersonator up there in Baltimore, it's not a problem. It's just pointing out the damn facts.
He ain't no Herschel Walker impersonator because Herschel Walker is at least the greatest of all time at something.
He's probably the greatest Georgia running back of all time.
No, he's the greatest football player of all time. College football player. I ain't seen a motherfucker greater than him. I haven't.
Okay, that's a conversation for another day. It is what it is. Yes, Christy. Yes, Christy. You're getting your fix. Yes, dear. Yeah.
Who getting a fix? Look here now. Don't be messy. I don't know about come on here being messy now. We argue all the time.
Pot kettle. God damn it.
I ain't being messy. I ain't being messy. I'm just telling you what my name is. You know my name is OG Truth with a 2, Hurts with a Z. And guess what? I always seek to speak. I always seek to speak the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. Man, y'all make sure y'all hit them buttons
and tell his version. But it don't necessarily mean it's always
look, tell my version of the what? Tell my version of the what? I tell my version of the truth.
Look here, man. Look, tell these folks your mind thoughts and your and about these Thunder winning the NBA championship last night.
I mean, look here, man. As a basketball fan, I got my fix because you got two small market teams that went out there and they laid it out on the fucking line. Okay. I mean, what more can we ask for? A 7-game series. The team who won it. Look, that was the youngest team to win the world title since 1977. That team was 28. This team aged 25.6 years old. They're not even nowhere near the apron or whatever they call it in the tax that tax shit, that salary cap shit. I let all these analytics geeks talk about that shit. I ain't good on that. I ain't good on that.
Now, Jay, watch this, Jay.
And then hold on. They still got a shitload of. You know what? They should give Paul George a ring.
Yeah.
They really should give Paul George a ring.
Yeah, because they got several high draft picks coming up the next 2 years.
They should give Paul George a ring.
And they can still add to this squad.
And you know what aggravates me so?
Going anywhere.
You know what aggravates me so bad? You know what aggravates me so bad that year in that 2018 fucking draft? Man, my partner kept trying to tell me about this kid named Shai Gilgeous-Alexander out of Kentucky. Yep. I hadn't seen too much goddamn film on him.
Yeah.
That we need to goddamn trade back to get goddamn to get Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Because I'm telling you right now, you swap out Trey for Shai in 21, and we world champs. Now, go ahead. Now I'm done.
Well. See, here's the problem with that. Here's the problem that originally our pick was Luka.
We went with Luka. We went with Luka. Trey too small, man. He's a hell of an offensive talent. But here's the thing. I have a huge problem with. This man came out of college in 2018 weighing 163. He weighed 164 now. In 7 years, and you're about to go into your second or third contract because the Hawks going to re-sign him. I think we all know the Hawks going to re-sign him. You know why? Because Tony Russell, he's such a chicken shit, piece of shit owner. You know why? Because guess what? He know a lot of these goddamn dumbass fans. That's why I go back to motherfuckers like Quavo and DC Young Fly and all the motherfuckers and all the Migos and the other goddamn quartets and all that shit there and 2 Chainz and other goddamn and other bikes and ropes and chains and shit. All the motherfuckers down there, them motherfuckers can't. All the motherfuckers that can trip over basketball a little bit is 2 Chainz because they played in high school. Got all these dumb motherfuckers around here advocating for that Ice Tray Logo 3 shooting shit. Because guess what Tony Russell do? He catered to all these dumbass fans. He made the state of the art goddamn basketball court. I'm talking about this cute down there. I'm telling you, it's cute. It's cute. Hold on, let me finish my point.
To be honest, I hope and pray we get rid of him and he goes somewhere.
Let me finish my point.
I really do.
Okay, hold on. Let me finish my point.
Really
now see, they go out there and he got that pretty ass arena for y'all. When y'all go down there, shit, you got the state of the art suite. All you balling ass niggas can go down there and ball out, show out for your good. They got a courtside bar. You can go down there and flex and get you a drink. And then if you're late running there, they don't put a motherfucking barbershop in there called Shave, Wash, and Groom and let Killer Mike on it. Y'all can't see what the fuck Tony Russell doing. And then all the goddamn halftime acts be nothing but goddamn gangster rap motherfuckers talking about shoot 'em up, bang, bang. Listen, what he doing is he doing whatever he gotta do. He doing whatever he gotta do. He doing whatever he got to do to get them dumbass fans in that goddamn building. And as long as we got Trae Young, them dumbass fans gonna come out now and winning gonna be secondary, and we still gonna be goddamn fighting to get in a motherfucking play-in for the next 4 years. Now ask your question.
It's on the screen. It's on the screen.
It says OG reaction to the.
Okay. Is Tyler Halliburton's career over from the devastating Achilles tendon tear?
Nah, he gonna miss a year. He gonna miss all of next year.
Shit, this is 2 years. We're talking about not just the Achilles, bro, tendon as well.
Yeah, I mean, he got a long road to recover, so, bro. I mean, it could be. It could be depending on how he. Hey, you never know, bro. I can't answer that. Medically, that ain't my strong suit, bro. I can't tell you that. I don't know. It all depends on.
Well,
I don't,
okay.
I can't tell
Hey,
you that.
hey, youngin.
Yeah.
What he said about the Thunder? I guess it sounds better what he said because I said the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But he swear up and down we got different brains. But anyway, the Thunder 2025 champs,
That's why.
SGA MVP,
This is why I
SGA
do drugs. I
Finals
swear to
MVP,
God, I have to do
S-
drugs. I swear I got to be high. I got to do
S- S-
drugs. Little bro. This is why I
SGA
do
led the league in
drugs.
scoring. He joins rarefied company with Kareem, Shaq, and Michael Jordan to achieve those in a season. Some people are already considering him the greatest Thunder of all time.
Great.
At this point,
Are they calling him the greatest in the French history of the franchise, or just the
that
greatest Thunder, or just the
well,
greatest Thunder?
they're saying Thunder, but I wanted to have the conversation about franchise history, but a lot of people are not old enough to go back that far with the Ray
Yeah,
Allens and
he ain't the
KD.
greatest. He ain't the greatest Thunder of all time. Not yet. Keep going.
Okay, all
He's
right,
not the greatest Thunder of all time.
all right.
He got that
I'm, I'm,
ring now.
I'm
I
not
respect him getting that
disagreeing.
ring.
I'm not disagreeing, you know what I'm saying, but I'm just, he done what some of the others couldn't do.
Now, what you're
Even
saying is
now we're talking about in franchise. There's some others
he
that
has a
did do
cachet. Yes, he has a cachet to be called the greatest. If that's what you're saying. He Nobody can argue him being called the greatest because let's call it for what it is. The greatest of all time is a never-ending conversation.
Yeah,
The greatest at anything. It ain't nothing but a
yeah.
bunch.
It's a
It ain't.
large conversation to be had
Yeah,
because there's some
yeah.
players that
There-
you got to take in consideration. You got a player coach from back in the day. You Eddie Johnson. You got Xavier McDaniel. Um, it's you got some names that'll
I,
be in that
I,
conversation.
ain't but a couple of names that can really be in the conversation. Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, Gary Payton,
Mm-hmm.
Sean Kemp, Downtown Freddie Brown. A lot of y'all don't know about Downtown Freddie Brown now. See, Sam, you don't even remember Downtown Freddie Brown.
Yeah, I remember, but I'm waiting for what I'm saying you to name somebody else, but you ain't named him yet.
Who I leave off?
He was a player and a coach.
Lenny Wilkins?
Yeah,
Lenny didn't play for the Seattle. He did. Did he play for Seattle?
back in the day, yes he did.
I know he was a player coach with the Hawks for him. No, he wasn't a player coach with the Hawks. He just played with the Hawks. And then
Yeah,
he later on became a coach.
he
He
was
was a player coach.
he was a
He
player
was a
coach.
player coach with Seattle. Yep, you're
Yeah,
right. Yep,
yeah,
he was a player coach with Seattle.
yeah, yeah. They won that chip back in the day. You know what I'm saying? That like I said, that's a conversation that could be
Oh,
had.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jack Sigma. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
You know,
really, up there with Shea, you got only Durant, uh, GP, really Durant and GP. Um, that's it. And Russ, you know, like I'm just calling it what it is. Cause once you win a MVP, once you do what he did,
mm,
once you won
yeah.
a scoring title, the
Scoring
MVP,
title,
and
MVP, and
and the
Finals
Finals
MVP.
MVP.
Again,
That's some
Mike,
that's some Jordan shit.
Kareem, and Shaq are the only other people to do that in history of the game.
Mike, Kareem, and Shaq.
Yeah, Mike, Kareem, and Shaq.
Wilt didn't do it.
Mike, Kareem, and Shaq.
I lost a bet. I lost a bet on Wilt not doing. But you know what? Wilt ain't got that many titles though. I think Wilt
He
we
ain't
got.
got but two.
Yeah,
He
okay.
look. People keep forgetting. Wilt Chamberlain lost 9 finals.
Shit, he lost to the Celtics.
The
Boston.
logo lost 9 finals. Oscar Robertson lost 8 finals. But you know okay, all right. All right. Woosah. Um, I want you to give closing thoughts, and I want you to use that to talk about Pow and these Dream getting their ass whipping on.
Good. You sent that text to me and Mom.
True.
You sent that text to me and Mom. You ain't had to call me. You ain't had to text me to tell me that. You sent that to me and Mom.
Uh, give us
So
a
now,
second.
1 second, Sam. 1 second. Give me 1 second.
Okay. Yeah, but with all those, you know what I'm saying, who probably ain't been noticing or paying attention, we got us a whoop stick, ladies and gentlemen, in this Atlanta Dream team. Um, we're third overall right now, and I think we're close to, you know what I'm saying, moving up to the second spot overall. um, let's see. Corey, what's up, Corey? I agree. SGA brought the first ring. He is the best in franchise history. I can go with that. I feel that. You know, it like I said, it's a conversation to be had. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's a conversation to be had. You know, but yeah, the dream. We got us a playoff championship ready, you know what I'm saying, squad. There's a different weapon every night, but here consistently, old Pow she's out there with a chip on her
Thank you.
shoulder and
Well, I
been
get
handing
back.
out, you know what I'm saying. She's been, giving it to motherfuckers out here. Um, she
I'm back.
she
I'm back, Sam. Shit.
she's putting the shot is she's putting her names in people's mouths, you know, with her performances here late. Um, but yeah, we're
Oh,
in a
hey,
needle
this
type.
is my favorite topic, the goddamn dream. I can't
Yeah,
stand none of the teams in the goddamn city right now. All of them
we
can eat. All of them can eat
we
shit. All of them they can crip walk on a crocodile's tongue. I'm so sick of all these other teams other than Dream.
man, shut up and talk about the dream.
Well, first of all, don't talk. First of all, don't talk to me like that. Let's keep it very respectful. Respectfully disrespectful, at
Well,
least.
you're on my lawn walking on my grass.
But
Act
I
right.
leave. I leave. I swear
God
to
damn
God, I
it.
leave. I never come back. I swear to God, I leave. Listen, Dream 10 and 4. I still, as a fan, I'm going to always see whether there's room for a little improvement. I think we need to do a little better in closing out games. Uh, the Dream really should be okay.
Mm-hmm.
The, the Dream really should be 14. Really should be 14 and 0. I'll be honest with you. Every game we lost, we tricked it off. Go back and look at them.
Yeah.
We tricked off every game. They got to learn how to close, finish better. They almost tricked it off Friday against the Washington Mystics. We got to close better. We can't get so 3-point happy. A lot of times when we shooting threes, we keep on shooting them because we know we can make them. Other
Yes.
than that, the Dream is a title ready team. They probably got the best starting five um, in the W. You got a first ballot Hall of Famer in Brittany who's lost a step. You could tell at center. You got a perennial All Star power forward in Breon Jones that you brought in here, who's a walking double double. Both of these girls got championship pedigree. You got a MVP candidate type of player in Ryan Howard who
Yep.
sometimes she gets a little next to herself, but overall, I love her because she plays both sides of the floor and is willing to take on the defensive assignment as a defensive stopper. You got Alicia Gray, another MVP candidate who's about to enter a top 5 to 8 player in the WNBA type of player. You got you got a Jordan Canada who has a ring, crafted veteran. Looks like we about to go into a transition. We're gonna probably transition Jordan and bring her off the bench because right now the talk of the league is Tahina Pow Pow. That young girl is straight up. She is a legit rookie of the year candidate. She is instant offense from the outside when she comes in, and she also plays get up in your face type of defense. And she's a Don Staley girl, a University.
Yep, yep, that is true. Uh, we're probably we're gonna be there in the championship mix when it's all said and done this year. I believe that. I see that. Um, you know, and that's what it is. Everything that we did in this off season is come to fruition. The chemistry is growing quick with this squad. Um, and I think that you fix a few little tidbits here and there. It's going to be a team that you just don't want to see in any part of the playoffs. Youngin, you got in, you give us your final thoughts. We're going to go on and shut this thing down, what I'm saying, for the night.
Shout out to my hometown.
Yeah.
Shout out to my hometown, man, for pulling it off.
Oh, yep, that's good, man. That's good.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And look, everybody paying attention, everybody looking, everybody tuning in. If you ain't subscribed, subscribe to Mr. White Network. So hit that like button, as well. This doesn't work without you. I appreciate you all for all that tune in, turn in, be in the live chats. You know what I'm saying? Man, Mike, what's happening? You know what I'm saying? Corey, what's good? Hey, Krista, one more again. Appreciate you, girl, for tuning in. You know what I'm saying? Sonya, you know what I mean? Everybody, Mr. Knight, D. Sloan, King Treyway, everybody that tuned in, jumping your Monday off like always, as usual. Tune in to the fellas to later on tonight. Originators and all, and get your feel. I might have a little something for y'all tomorrow, just might. But other than that, tune in Wednesday. Gonna be talking. We're gonna get more into the reasons or the lack thereof why Jair Alexander is not an Atlanta Falcon. Some of the things I've come to find out about the situation. Um, I'm gonna try to have a Braves report for y'all as well. Probably another dream report, depending on whatever comes along. But hey, you got your Monday started off, man. Monday with the OG and the Young Knight, man. OKC Thunder, congrats on your championship. And with that being said, hey, you got to keep it you got to keep it dirty, and most notably, you got to keep it real with yourself, man. Let your next choice be your best choice. Hey, this is Mr. White, the OG. You know what I'm saying? And the Young Knight. And for my OG retarded partner, you know what I'm saying, for him too, represent the Unholy Alliance, man. Y'all have a blessed one. We out.
Peace.